Hi everyone, welcome to part one of my sub 250 gram ParkJet build project, I guess, if you want. I'm not going to go too deep into politics right now, but since my last video, things here in Canada with respect to RC airplanes have, let's just say it's essentially a mess. So at our club, until things get sorted out, who knows how long that'll take. We had a meeting over the weekend and we've decided that we're still going to fly at the club, but everything is going to be below 250 grams just to make life easier until things get sorted out. So anyway, obviously I'm a bit disappointed I don't get to fly my normal planes, but I take this on as a bit of a project. So I used some videos and information from Ground Control RC's website, or sorry, YouTube channel. Tony has just an incredible channel. I'm going to link his channel down below in addition to the video that I used to get some ideas for components for my plane. So I strongly encourage you to go check out Ground Control RC. I'll have, as I said, the links down below. So I've already started. Yesterday I built the airplane that Tony had scratch built is his DIY Glue and Fly F-22 version 2, which Tony designed, made out of foam board. Has a 380 millimeter wingspan, so I went for about that size. This is an RC Powers MiG-29 version 1, which has been around for a very, very long time. This is the same airplane that I built and used in my beginner ParkJet series. It's very easy to build, lightweight profile ParkJet, as you can see here. So anyway, that I cut this out, built it yesterday. So I actually have, I built it at, I think, around 63%. So by the time it came out of the printer, I have about a 385 millimeter wingspan, or I think 15 1/8 inches. So, pardon me, I already have control horns on here. I'm just going to build this elevons only, the hinge tape obviously, and I built it out of model plane foam grade B, which I think they still have a website, but if they do, I'll link that down below. So, pardon me, it's a bit more flexible than Depron. So I had a piece of 3 millimeter carbon tube here. You can see to reinforce the wings. Once we get flying, we'll see whether or not we're going to need that. This is you know, experiment number one, which might lead to more builds, and you know, another build of this with maybe more additional features depending on how much the first iteration weighs. So as this airplane sits right now, even has little magnets here to hold the bay door closed. It weighs 35 grams. With the, I'm going to use, rather than, I have an old archaic Turnigy 9X transmitter, so I'm just going to use my 6-channel receiver for now. I'm going to use two 5-gram servos. These are from RC Timer. Excellent servos, been using them for a long time. And my push rods are just self-made with some out of 2 millimeter carbon rod. So with those, the weight comes up to 61 grams. Probably for the first paint job, if you will, I'm just going to probably color it with magic marker, you know, just so I can see it. Obviously it's a lot smaller than most airplanes I've ever flown, so I want it to be as visible as possible, and magic marker adds 0 weight, so that's the way we'll probably color it up initially. You can see the canopy there is already drawn in with black magic marker. So obviously, especially here in Canada, maybe with this situation that we're in, you know, a lot of the components that you would need to build a 250 gram or less than 250 gram airplane, I had to shop around quite a bit using, again, some guidelines from Ground Control RC's video that I'll have linked below. And I'll have links to these products below as well. So for a battery, I decided to go, I'm going to build this on 3S. China Hobbyline Mini Star 550 milliamp 3S 70C, and that comes with an XT30 plug. And according to, you know, many of these weights, obviously once I get them shipped to me, I'll know the weights better, but according to the website, the weight of that is 45 grams with the XT30 or connector, yeah, XT30 connector. For the motor, I chose to go with the motor that Tony recommended, and I ordered the Racer Star Racing Edition 1407 3500 kV motor, and that is around 17 grams. So I'm gonna sort of round that up to a little bit for my weight estimate. Let's say to closer to 20 grams by the time I put the connectors on it. I'll see how long the wires are. I may be able to save myself a gram or two by shortening up the wires on it, because normally, you know, the quad motors come with pretty long wires. Now, well, let me talk about the prop now, and then I'll come back to what I hope I'll be able to get out of that. For a speed controller, I should say, for the battery, I ordered that from SN Hobbies, which is in just outside Vancouver here in Canada, because Banggood won't ship batteries here, so I have to buy all my batteries in Canada. But you'll be able to see the details there. I ordered 4 of those. For the speed controller, I ordered a Hobbywing Funfly version 5 20 amp speed controller, which is capable up to 4S. It has a built-in BEC. In the pictures, it looks very lightweight, like they've really stripped it down to keep it as light as possible. That is 13 grams, according to the website. And I've ordered that from Rotor Village, which is another place here in Canada. I've ordered batteries and lots of props from them. They're really good to deal with, as is SN Hobbies. So I suspect that once I add a connector, it already comes with 2mm bullet connectors. So I've ordered some 2mm bullet connectors to connect the motor and the speed controller. And by the time I add an XT30 connector and shrink wrap, I'm gonna round that up to say close to about 20 grams, let's say, because I'll also have to put some Velcro on it to Velcro it to the airplane. Okay, so for props, I'm only going to be able to, as it sits right now at this size, I'm only going to be able to fit a 4-inch, just barely fit a 4-inch prop into the prop slot there. You know, depending on how I see this work, then I might, you know, upsize the plane the next time, maybe, you know, I don't know, 18-inch wingspan, something like that. But we'll see how this first prototype goes. So I ordered from Banggood a 4.1 by 4.1 electric nylon high efficiency for RC airplanes. So by the looks of the picture, it looks very similar to what I used to call the EMP props from RC Timer. And those are very, very good props, you know, once you get them balanced, very efficient. So that prop weighs about 3 grams. I also ordered some 3-bladed props from Rotor Village just for giggles. I ordered a Gemfan Hurricane durable prop in a 40 by 4 by 2.3, so not a lot of pitch there, but you know, 3-bladed prop. So going back, I printed off, according to the Banggood website, with a 40-45 prop on 3S, this motor should produce around 270 grams. with a current load of about 11 amps. So I should have plenty, and that's again on 3S. So I should have plenty of leeway there with my 20 amp speed controller. And again, these are areas that, with speed controller, stuff like that, depending on how things work out, I might be able to go down a little bit. So I'm not looking for this one, to be a rocket ship. Depending on how the components and stuff weigh out, I might actually add on KF4 airfoils made out of paperless Dollar Tree foam, Adams Ready board, just to help it with stability, because it's very light, going to be very light. Any stability that I can have to help it cut through the wind would be better. But we'll see once all the parts arrive. So just roughly, where is my weight prediction going to be with these numbers? So the speed controller, as I said, I'm estimating maybe around 20 grams. Batteries say 45 grams. The motor, I'm gonna be generous and say around 20 grams with the connectors. Prop about 3 grams. So with the components I already mentioned, the push rods, the receiver, and a couple of 5-gram servos, that puts my components at approximately 111 grams. The dry plane, as I mentioned, as it sits right here, is 35 grams. So I'm going to add on about another, I don't know, 20 to 25 grams by the time, more glue to put in things, Velcro that I'm going to have to install for the receiver, the speed controller, and the battery, plus the motor mount that I'm going to have to install. So let's say I'm going to add another 25 grams. So that's going to put me at exactly at a, based on my estimations, at about 136 grams. So I'm hoping to be able to keep it, around that 150 mark or below. But again, I won't know exactly until the components that I've ordered showed up. So yeah, that's where we're at. I wish I wish we weren't, but every cloud has its silver lining. So I'm looking forward to this as a challenge. To get a park jet, basic fun park jet built for less than 250 grams. And then, again, once I see how this works out, I may size up. According to the motor was also tested on 3S with a 50-30 prop, which I have some 50-30 props, and that generated 330 grams of thrust, pulling about 9 amps. So yeah, so if I could go up to maybe an 18-inch wingspan, depending on later variants of this thing, maybe I'll be able to put a 5-inch prop in there. Who knows, and still keep it. But I'm hoping that if I do get in that 150 gram range, plus or minus, that maybe continuing to use this airframe and others. I also have a Profile F-18 version 1 from RC Powers. I might be able to add on ailerons, maybe even rudders, things like that, just to really have that kind of control that I normally like. This, as I mentioned already, this is going to be elevons only, just to get us started. So there we go. As mentioned earlier, please check the show notes down below. I will have links, as I mentioned, to Ground Control RC's YouTube channel, and the video that I used primarily to get guide sort of ideas on the power setup that I'm going to use. And I'll also have links to all of these things that I have ordered. I think 4 batteries, 2 speed controllers, 2 motors, and some props. With shipping and all that sort of stuff, I'm in the neighborhood of about $200 Canadian. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. and stay tuned for more installments in this series, to building and experimenting with a ParkJet under 250 gram ParkJet. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel. Blue skies, calm winds to everyone. ParkJet Noise, the other sound of freedom. Take care, everyone.